Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk with Victory. I am your host, Armira Blackwell, and I am here with my co-host, Miss Leisha Lee, as well as the beautiful cast of Let's Talk with Victory. How you ladies doing today?
Doing good.
So today, we are going to be talking about social media, and our topic specifically is social mania. And basically, we're going to discuss the influence of social media, both sides of it. We're going to talk about influencers and all of that nature, and then the impact that it has on society. But first, before we get into our discussion, we have a brief video that we want you guys to watch. Take a look.
Let's get you cleaned up. TikTok. Okay. TikTok.
Come on, it's gonna be
No,
alright.
it's not gonna be alright. This is just too much on my mental. Just leave me alone. I don't know if I'll be able to go to repass. My stomach already hurting me too much. I still can't do it. It can't be. Oh, Jesus, take me. It should have been me, Jesus. Do it without me. I feel like a piece of me is gone already.
Oh my goodness.
People really were going crazy over TikTok.
Listen.
The banning of it. When they said they were going to ban it.
Listen, coming like personal, I was literally on the phone with my friends, and I just so happened to go back on TikTok. This was before like midnight even hit on the 19th, and TikTok was gone, and I was like, oh my gosh, no. oh my gosh. And we were literally, from that moment, I went to Instagram, and it was stories upon stories of people just like, I gotta take off work this week because I'm in distress, I'm in grieving, don't text my phone right now, y'all keep me in prayers. Oh my God, it was so bad, and I was laying in my bed dying laughing all night, because why is it this serious? Like, why does TikTok being banned have this much of an impact on our society right now?
It was sad. Every teenager was walking down the street with their head hung low, phones to the side. I had my personal little one. She was like, "Mommy, I don't know what I'm gonna do," because in between class, that's what we do. We dance on TikTok. We do everything on TikTok, and TikTok is dead. What am I supposed to do?
Not in between class. I ain't going to lie. I still had some items in my shopping cart on TikTok.
I was asking a couple people, and matter of fact, when I was talking to my friends, one of them got an email from TikTok basically saying that even though the TikTok ban happened, that everything that was in their cart or everything they had purchased already would still get sent to them. And there was like another app that went with TikTok. There was TikTok, and then there was CapCut, which a lot of people use to edit their videos. And that, for like people who are like content creators and stuff like that, that was the big one. Like TikTok, we might be able to do without TikTok, but CapCut, this is what I make my livelihood on. Like, I gotta edit my videos here, now I gotta find another source. It was absolutely ridiculous. And then that same day, while we were in church, just so happened to go, and I was like, I promise y'all, I could have jumped up in the middle of pastor preaching and just started shouting right off that. I was like, oh, it's back. We all texted like, oh my gosh, TikTok is back, it's back. It was crazy. It was absolutely ridiculous.
It was so bad that some people immediately, when they first said they were doing the ban and the 19th hit, some people deleted the app, like deleted it off their phone. And when they came back, I know some of my friends couldn't get in it. They like, oh my gosh, I done deleted it. It's not even in the Apple Store no more. Why can't I pull it? I was like, oh my God.
They literally just put it back in the App Store for you to go download it like this week. Oh, wow. It was either like this Thursday or last Thursday. They had just put it back in the App Store for everybody to go download it.
But some people, though, Now, some people do make their livelihood from that. Because through social media, a lot of people, that's how they become entrepreneurs, putting their businesses out there, selling products and stuff like that. So it is, I can see why some people were kind of in a frenzy a little bit. But what do you all think? Anybody else? I don't know.
I just like the trinkets that they sell.
The
on
trinkets.
there.
Okay.
Whatever you call it. The TikTok shop. I bought a few things, and it seems like Temu or the other one, Shein. So, yeah, that's about it for me.
I know for like artists, like people that are in the art industry, as far as like dance, music, and singing goes, social media is a really, really big thing for them. Like that's how they promote themselves. Like a few years ago, I had always said that if social media didn't play a big part in my career and like putting stuff out there and getting allowing people to see my videos and things of that nature, I wouldn't be on it, because I was like, with the good, there's also a whole lot of bad in the way that it influences and the way that it make people, like a lot of people say social media is fake. Like a lot of the things that people put on social media is fake, and so a lot of people depend on and rely on what they see on social media to dictate their lives. But on the other side, it's just like, well, this is how I'm getting myself out there. Like, this is how I'm getting people to see me. Like, a lot of people started on YouTube. A lot of artists, they started on YouTube making covers to other people's songs, and now they have their own career and their own platform to go off of. So like, for dancers and things of that nature, a lot of agencies and a lot of choreographers, they look at your social media platform, they look at the videos that you make and the things of that nature to be able to see, oh, I want her, oh, I want him, to be able, and that's how they contact you. So I mean, it's just I've seen both sides of the fence, like the good with the bad.
I've even seen how in mental health, TikTok has taken off. Like me being a therapist, it's other therapists that put reels on TikTok, and now people that are looking for you, they'll say, what is your website? Do you have social media? And they'll go to your social media to see what you're putting out, as far as even thinking about being taking you as a therapist.
Right. So for me, okay, so I guess I'm considered an old head. So they say Facebook is for old heads, because I'm a Facebook. I know we're talking about TikTok, but there's several platforms for social media. You have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't tweet. I do like Instagram for my nails. I do post on TikTok every now and then. I try to not do too much social media. However, I used to hate it. Not so much. I'm okay with it now. I try not to let it consume me, keep a watch on screen time, because a lot of what you see on there is not real, right? People do a lot of reenactments. Just take politics, for instance. So we have a new president, and if you're not politically inclined or have a good understanding of politics, you'll begin to believe everything that you hear on social media. The DEI has been a big thing. If you don't know, you're just going off what people say, if you're ignorant. So my advice for social media is just to be very careful. Obtain your own knowledge, your own information, get wisdom, from God, use discernment, not to be super deep, but social media can take people down a rabbit hole, and they think it's Bible, whatever's on TikTok, especially the children, the younger people, So I think the social media was created for an avenue for ministry, for networking, for businesses, things of that nature. During COVID, a lot of people did get a source of income from it. But that's my tea on social media.
That's the biggest thing for me. You have a lot of mental health information out there, scientific information, ministry information, but you got to discern the source, because everything and everybody is not legitimate. It's so easy to make a message, right? You got a phone, and here's the platform. You can push your message out to anywhere, but who are you? What's your credibility? cannot validate this information by anything else. And especially now in this political climate, in this economic climate, you got to discern the source. You got to vet it by something else that's credible, not just social media. I think it's dangerous for that to be your primary source for news or for health information. You need some other credible source for information.
Yeah, receipts, because even like with ministry, so many prophets, so many bishops, so many buy the oil, buy the handkerchief, send me $10 or, do this. And just because people know Bible and know scripture don't mean, that they have the Holy Spirit, don't mean that they save or have a relationship. And I think it's kind of like a cop-out for people, even coming to church. The Bible say, forsake not the assembly. People use bedside Baptists with Facebook, Instagram, social media. They get their daily dose of encouragement or feel good, and they think that's enough to sustain you. And from a spiritual perspective, it's definitely not.
Yeah, I believe like anything else, anything can be good and it can be abused. During COVID, when social media was the only way for pastors and different businesses to get their messages across, that's how social media really became booming in that time frame. And even now, I think, especially with pastors and ministries getting the word out, back then, social media was used to reach the sick and shut-in, those who couldn't make it into the ministry, into the house of God. But I believe that it's still a positive thing, because there are a lot of ministries right now that have both brick and mortar that also are able to go to international arenas to get the word out. So it's all in how you position it. Another good thing about social media is, back in the day when you were a music artist or someone in the industry of entertainment, you had to either go by, radio time, or television time to get your information about any concerts or any music or anything that you were doing. Now you can just quickly go ahead and post it on social media to get the word out about what you're doing.
And it used to be on go through the radio and everything.
Right.
Radio promotions.
Yep.
And now you can put up a flyer, you can do a video, you can do a
Yeah.
clip, you can do
A reel.
Yeah,
That
a
seems
reel.
so drastic.
I know.
To go all the way through
Listen.
the TV.
Yeah.
That seems so
Right, but
drastic.
it's
My
not
God.
so localized. Like some of our businesses, you would only hear about by word of mouth.
Yeah.
You might be famous locally, or you might get known locally, but she might know me as a baker, or this person may know me as a barber. But now your work can really go national or international.
Absolutely.
And then now they doing, well, not now, but for a while they've been doing tutorials on social media. So people can learn a skill by clicking on social media, because I've gotten plenty of recipes.
Listen, got plenty of recipes. Matter of fact, I just used a hack that I got from TikTok a while ago. I had a shirt, and the neck of the shirt was like really wide and stretched out. And I found something on social media that literally said, if you tie it up, let it sit in some boiling water for a while, then toss it in the dryer. It worked.
Oh, wow.
It worked. When I put that shirt back on, I was like, oh my gosh. Because I take certain hacks that I get from social media with a grain of salt. Like sometimes people just go on there to say anything or to have something to say. So I was a little skeptical about it, but when I put the shirt on and the neck was a little, I was like, because I purposely was not wearing that shirt because of the neckline. I don't like it. It was very droopy, and I didn't like it. And so there are a lot of skills and a lot of different hacks or just easier way to do things that you can get from social media, and especially TikTok. Like we call TikTok University, because there are so many things like life lessons that we learn on there, simple things that people focus in on, or simple things that people be like, hey, this is just an easier way to do, just to make your life just a tad bit more easier. And just in general, social media is a way to connect with a lot of different people from all over the world. Like I know Pastor was talking about this past Sunday how in order for a vision to perish, you need partners. And maybe sometimes those partners that you need aren't like people that are necessarily right in your circle, right in your space, so you can reach reach out. Granted, there are dangers with that as well, so you have to use your discernment in that too, because a lot of people can say that they are one person, and then we call that catfishing. They say that they somebody, but then there's a whole TV show about that. People literally saying that they are somebody, but they are not that person. It's a whole TV show about it. But you also have to use your discernment in that and use wisdom when you are connecting with different people all over the world, because some people really do have genuine good intentions and want to help you, but there are those little few that you just got to be careful of, and that's for anybody.
And you were talking about how skills are able to be enhanced or what have you, but look at the braiding industry. A lot of braiders have come up doing techniques and trainings and everything on TikTok and all the other social medias, showing people how to braid, getting their message out about their craft and how their industry and how well they are able to do it. And I know one particular hair braider, you know, she came from Cameroon, and now she has clients all over the country that fly in to get her services. So it is beneficial in helping you to grow your business and become well known across the industry.
I was going to say, I think social media has, it's helpful and also harmful. I think that it has revolutionized the way we communicate globally. It has launched a lot of people's careers. Some people, like you were saying before, became millionaires. I'm not a social media fan, but I think it's really good that we have that, that we can connect from, you know, different places around the world. But one of the things that I think is really helpful too, some people, they might not, I mean, by me being working, like I said before previously, with children in school system, I use it for educational purposes. So I think it's good with helping others educated, not just in, say, the school system, just in anything, health. I mean, it's different, you know, it's educational on different topics. So I can't really chime in on TikTok because I don't know nothing about it.
I would kind of say in a professional sense, without fully disclosing what I do, my background is in marketing. A whole different industry is kind of sprouted out of social media and that form of marketing, into studying how the algorithms work, studying how content creation works, what's more effective, what's the best time, what's the best content mix. I think traditionally, like we talked some about radio, things like press or print media may have been more traditional ways of, you know, communicating your business or trying to get yourself out there. Now with social, it's a whole different element, and something that really people do a lot of consideration into their overall business planning. Like if you don't have social, you know, who knows you or who can validate, you know, your business, and that's a great way for people to be able to access you. Again, moving beyond just word of mouth or being known locally or trying to get people to come specifically to your website. Here you are now with the arena where you can share your gifts nationally and even internationally.
And it can also, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so playing angel's advocate, it can also hurt your business by social media, because now you have reviews, you have Yap, right? People can get on, they can comment, you know, under your stuff. They can say, you know, derogatory things. So I think, you know, it's just, it's good and bad. We have established that, right? And I think if you are on social media, any platform, you just have to be careful. You know, a lot of people, you know, not to be being petty, but, you know, people be on social media and I feel like they, you know, attention people, you know, they just want attention.
Yeah.
You know, people get on there, they lie. Like people you know, like, girl, you got a whole foyer behind you. You live, you know, just, you know, like the you know, the big circle stairs and, you know, so I just think it could take people's mental off on the wrong path, you know, trying to keep up with the Joneses. And I think they said in the movie, competition is the thief of joy, or comparison is the thief, yeah, something like that. So, you know, so social media can be good, but it can also be deadly. Social media take people down a spiral to depression. You're trying to keep up with people. You're trying to look like people. You're trying to have money people got. You're trying to sing like them. You're trying to dance like them. You're trying to preach like them. So it's a good and a bad to it. But I think we have come a long way for sure, as far as media overall is concerned.
Yeah, you said it can be used for good and bad. I think one of the positives of it is for people who can't get jobs when they release from jail with a criminal background. I do know one guy. I had a chance to be in the same room with him, and he discussed how he found out he was locked up when he found out about social media, about Google and everything. And once he got out, now the only thing he did was use social media to his advantage by running up to the camera, doing little small clips. Now he sit on a board with millionaires for YouTube, and he's a part of that, one of those departments for I can't think of the specific name, but he's up there with them, sit up there with them. But also think about our show. We're on social media, so it can be used for good and bad. But with our ministry, we have a strong social media presence. With the TV shows, we have multiple TV shows. Our services comes on multiple times a day, daily dose, the hour of power, time in the word, things like that. And I think people do take advantage of it sometimes, instead of being in the actual presence of God during services, and they just stream. It is an advantage for those who are bedridden, who can't get up, who can't come. And then for some people who want to go on there and criticize and say, oh, look at that, but they don't actually see everything that's going on in the ministry, in the sanctuary. So, it's good and bad.
I find that a lot of times when there are if you go into an influencers or somebody that's posting on social media, if you go into their comment section or something and there's something negative in there, if you click on that profile, the profile is absolutely empty. This is somebody that is hiding behind not even a real profile, or you literally just made this profile so that you could come and talk about somebody's fake account, and it's just what, you don't have anything else better to do with your time. And so I feel like it from my generation, there is this one side where my generation depends on the likes, the comments, and the things of that nature to be able to depict how they feel about themselves and everything like that. But on the flip side of it, you can be with my generation, you can be going through something, and the first thing that we typically do sometimes is run to social media, and there may be a person, a video or something like that that will encourage you, literally send something your way, on your I feel like God works even through social media, because there can be a certain video that comes across your For You page or comes across your Explore page on Instagram that is literally targeting what you're going through, literally targeting how you feel, and now you feel better about yourself. Or even if I know sometimes a lot of people, they like to put what they're going through on social media. I've never really been that kind of person. I feel like that's getting just a little bit too personal with people that don't even really know me like that. But sometimes for those people who do, there's always somebody that comes and be like, hey, it's going to be okay. Or even still, I know what you're going through, and I know what the other side of it looks like. So if you can continue to push through, you will get to the other side. So when you think about my generation, I think we are Gen Z. I know there's a lot of bad connotation when it comes to Gen Z, but we're not all bad. I promise, we're not all bad. But they're literally us, people from my generation who are motivated and genuine, that literally use their social media as an act of servicing others in whatever way that may look like, whether it's talking to somebody, whether it's helping somebody with a product. And there's even with having your business on social media, there's a service for service. If you give me something from your business, I'll give you something from my business, and then we can both review and rate each other's stuff, and then that way my platform will see your stuff, your platform will see my stuff. Now this is a whole new audience that you have that's able to, that knows what your business is. And even sometimes there are like certain content creators who get discount codes if they're ambassadors for something. They'll get a discount code, and they're like, hey, if you go and shop on this website or this brand, you use my discount code, you can get 10% off, 15% off, and then that now exposes you to something new that you may need. Now I get a discount this time, but if I like something else, I can go back and look at it. So there's just both sides.
Only thing I don't like about social media, not that y'all care, but I'm just going to share anyway. It can be very consuming. It can. People get their phone. You know, me and my husband go out to eat or somewhere, and I say, no phones on. Because it'll take you, them games, and then people just be scrolling. And I'm like, you'd have been on this phone 5-6 hours. Did you do anything productive today? You know? So that's why I try not to, you know, I post a little bit, then I have to catch myself like, okay, you've been on here 30 minutes. You know, get off, because, you know, dishes need to be done, need to do something, you know, productive.
It's a distraction.
Yes.
And people use it like very excessively. That's the thing. I wanted to go back to something you were saying about it can send mixed messages, because I don't want the youth to think that they have to get on social media, to be validated. And that's what sometimes with young people do. You know, like you said, with the likes, they need that. So if I get this many likes, that means that I'm likable. If I don't get this, you know, so it can send mixed signals. So I think that you just really have to find and know yourself. Don't really get wrapped up into that.
But then it's like you get to know some people when they go live and they doing certain things, well, certain clips. Well, not even clips, but when you go live and people get to see into your life, and depending on what you're doing. Like some people I know, like entertainers, for instance. Some people only know those entertainers as entertainers, but sometimes they get on there and they're like, hey y'all, let's just talk about what's going on, blah, 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 blah. And they get to see them in another area of their life, instead of, oh, having this one image of this person. They're a singer. All they do is sing. All they do is focus on singing, some stuff like that. But they get to see them in another area or another arena. You get to see that they're a person. They're human like you. Like they're.
I was going to say you get to see that they're regular people.
Yeah, they just have the fame with it.
Yeah, people idolize certain people.
Which can also be good and bad, because it could take that one reel, that one clip for your public image or PR to kind of be wrecked. Like you say, you know, show up and have all this stuff in your comments. Also want to say, piggyback off something you said, some of the followers are purchased. You know, behind some of these accounts are bots.
That's true.
So I think, you know, putting so much merit into how many likes you have or how many engagements you have on social can kind of sometimes be hit or miss, because it's fake.
Yeah, that's why, like, a lot of times, I know, like, I heard something one time, and it was talking about how people really, really depend on the likes and the comments, and it's just like, imagine if, so say you got 50 likes on a picture, somebody got 100 likes on a picture, but even still, just imagine if 50 people come up to you and be like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty. It's gonna get overwhelming. Versus even if that 100, even if like 5 people all in one day say, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, or be like, oh, I like that, I like your shoes, I like this about you, I like that about you. It still makes you feel good, but it's just a matter of the weight that people have put on likes, comments, reviews, and all of that on social media, that it's just like, we depend so
Yeah.
much on what's not
Word-
real.
And social media really is a word of mouth, okay, right? Because if you think about it, like people that do certain things, just say hair, nails, beauty industry, clothes, people go after what other people are doing. It's not necessarily that you posted your stuff or they like your stuff. They like it because it's trendy, right? So just say if a certain hairstyle is popping. Oh, so-and-so did your hair. They only going because so-and-so did your hair, right? It's not that, it's quality or anything like that. They just going because you shared that so-and-so did it. And so-and-so has 10K followers and so-and-so. So, that makes it, a thing. So overall, YouTube is my favorite, because, you go to other churches, you can watch Bible studies, you can, and YouTube, I can stop and start. And if somebody doing a whole YouTube video and editing it, baby, it's probably a little bit real. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Not all of it, but the fact that they took the time, and invested that time in that 58-minute video, it take a lot of editing to a good 58 minutes.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, that is all that we have time for today. We hope that something that we said impacted you in whatever way you need it. We want to thank Pastor Tony Smith and Victorious Ministries for allowing us to be up here and be a part of the vision. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.